Now, this is absolutely huge. It's a major claim which has been made. US has been searching and has known about non-human activity and life since decades now, since the 1930s, I believe.
Absolutely, and not just that, with bipartisan support. In fact, the Congress committee is now discussing aliens and UFOs. But this was not one of those discussions that often evokes talks of aliens and little green men. The current congressional hearing is beyond that, in fact.
Exactly. Now, it is addressing the issue as a national security concern as well. Listen to this.
Good morning and welcome to the most exciting subcommittee in Congress this week, the Subcommittee on National Security, the Border and Foreign Affairs, for discussion of unidentified anomalous phenomena.
We need to tell the folks at the Pentagon they work for us. Dadgummit, we don't work for them. And that's exactly the point. This is an issue of government transparency.
3 witnesses testified before the Congress committee. One of them, a former Air Force intelligence officer who went on to make an explosive claim that the United States is concealing a long-standing program that retrieves and reverse engineers unidentified flying objects.
I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program, to which I was denied access to those additional read-ons when I requested it. I made the decision, based on the data I collected, to report this information to my superiors and multiple inspectors general, and in effect becoming a whistleblower.
Retired Major David Grusch was testifying before a House Oversight subcommittee. When asked if the US government had information about extraterrestrial life, the retired major said that the United States has likely been aware of non-human activity since the 1930s.
The Pentagon has denied Grusch's claims of a cover-up. It maintains that the investigators have not discovered any verifiable information to substantiate claims that any programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials, but lawmakers are not buying it.
So they decided to launch the US Congress's latest foray into the world of UAPs, or unidentified aerial phenomena. It is the official term which the US government uses instead of UFOs.
The Democrats and Republicans in recent years have pushed hard for more research on this subject. Now, it is now being researched as a national security matter due to concerns that these sightings observed by pilots may be tied to US adversaries.
No persons having received a majority of the...
All right, for more on this, we are being joined by Ray Locker from Washington, D.C. He is a senior journalist, author and columnist. Welcome to World DNA, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Ray, this is a huge claim for the world, at least. Those who've known about it have, of course, known about it. But for general public, this is huge to know about UFOs, alien life, non-human activity. I mean, is this just the tip of the iceberg? Is there more to come from these claims?
Well, first of all, let me say I believe there are UAPs out there. I think that our airspace has been visited by people from other parts of the universe. I can't prove it. I don't know where they came from. I don't know any of the specifics. I'm going to express some skepticism about this congressional subcommittee. It's in the House. It's controlled by a lot of ultra right-wing Republicans, including the chair of this subcommittee, Glenn Grothman of Wisconsin. 2 of the other people who I've seen quoted, Tim Burchett of Tennessee, Anna Paulina Luna of Florida, are, freshmen kind of on the edges of that caucus. I don't think that they are the most credible sources of information. And plus, the so-called whistleblower who testified said he had been denied access to the information in these programs. So he doesn't really know. He thinks he knows. He's going to say, I think there's something there, but he can't prove it. But he gets a lot of attention. We're obviously talking about it. And so I'd like to see more. I don't know if we will see more. And I don't think he really knows what he's claiming to know about.
Right, absolutely. Now, that being said, he also claims that the United States is in fact reverse engineering the UFOs. Now, what would that mean? What kind of research is the United States really up to?
Well, I mean, if it's true, say a UFO crash somewhere, like the one allegedly that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, more than 70 years ago. They're looking at it. What can we tell about this vehicle? What kind of propulsion systems does it use? What's it made out of? Anything like that. Sure, if one crashed in your backyard, you'd want to know about it. If one crashes in India, people there would want to know about it and would probably try to do the same thing. I don't know if one has, but who knows, right?
Ray, now just taking from what you mentioned earlier that you're not too sure about this committee which is bringing this out because there is a lot of Republican support there and they have strings in their hands. I just want to take it from there to find out any particular reason why it's coming out in the open now, around this time. We know the presidential elections around the corner. Could that be linked? Any other reason?
Well, I think that's a big part of it. Joe Biden is hiding the truth about UFOs. I mean, that's the claim. It's a national security issue, and he's turning a blind eye to it. I mean, those are the things that you expect to hear in the course of this. I'm sure there are some of those undertones in this right now. Congressional committees hold investigations, sometimes often, on the most ridiculous topics to get attention, to try to damage their political opponents. Is there going to be any kind of useful information to come out of this investigation, or is it just a headline? I don't know.
Right, absolutely. Now, that being said, another angle perhaps that we could explore is the national security concerns as the sightings observed by pilots. They may be tied to U.S. adversaries in the past, like, say, Russia or China. That being said, Major Grusch clearly said that it's non-human activity that the United States has been aware of. Does this open a whole new chapter of security concerns then?
Look, if you have people from other planets invading our airspace, it's obviously a national security concern. What do they want? Are they going to try to take over the United States or the world? This is like in the movie Independence Day. Are we going to have to fight off some, giant spaceship that's going to zap us with stuff? Who knows? I mean, or is this more like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where they're friendly visitors from another world and just want to check out what we're doing here? I mean, it's anyone's guess. Is there really anything that we can do about a UFO from another galaxy that has the resources to come all the way over here and do whatever it wants? There's probably not much we can do about it. So maybe it's a national security concern, but maybe it's not. I'd like to know more about it. I'm not going to take the witness's word for it. And I doubt, since these are most undoubtedly classified programs, we're really going to know much more about it.
All right. Well, Mr. Ray Locker, thank you so much for joining us on World DNA with your insights on this.
Thank you.